My name is Cindy. I am a fourth year student studying IMAC Prof.
My name is Bryan and I graduated Spatial Design at AUT, and so I went through an accelerated course at the University of Auckland, and now I'm currently doing my 4th years of architecture and masters.
My name is Rachel. I'm in my 4th year of architecture, specialising in Masters of Architecture.
I actually didn't know what I wanted to study until maybe like year 10, year 11. And the only reason I chose architecture was because it was art related but needed a sort of like academic base for it, and at that point my academic was like pretty alright, so I was like, maybe I'll just go down this route.
So I went through high school just kind of coasting through. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. During my processes of doing my portfolio, I decided that I do have a passion for art. And so I applied for spatial and fine arts, and sadly my grades weren't good enough, so I couldn't get into UA yet. But then I cross-credited once I graduated spatial design.
Yeah, well, when I was year 6, we did a class project of design your dream house, and I was like, yeah, this is awesome. I designed a spa pool and like a massive slide, and this is great. What's it called? Architecture. I want to be an architect, but not seriously until about year 12. I think it was always at the back of my mind, but yeah, year 12, I was like, oh yeah, this is my passion.
So since I decided to do architecture pretty early on, around year 11, I decided to do graphics, art design, maths, English and physics.
So early on in high school, I did chemistry, physics, and math, thinking I'll be doing engineering. But as I figured myself out, I figured that I liked art and design, so I did painting and graphics. So it's been a while, but I did Cambridge, and I did English A2, design A2, and painting AS.
I think I did 3.
That's all I can't remember the 4th one, apparently.
Partly because I always, in the back of my mind, kind of wanted to do it. I was quite a high achiever at school and I liked to do well, and I picked the subjects that allowed me to do well. I took geography, graphics, chemistry, physics, and calculus.
I had no idea, and I didn't go to open day.
So I'm from New Plymouth. It was a busy time of year, it was difficult to travel, but I did come independently with my family when we were up on holiday or something, and somebody from the help centre showed us around. So I did get to see it, but that was after I'd already applied.
I went on the university website to look at portfolio examples. I think there were some talks in my school, people from the university talking about the architecture degree, and that's all I did.
Yeah, so since I didn't know which direction I wanted to head, my portfolio is kind of diverse. So I did humans, animals, and architecture. Yeah, so it was an open portfolio, so I could apply for multiple things so I could figure out once I get in what I wanted to do.
No, I probably did not the right amount of research. I knew what I was told from university representatives coming to our school. I think I saw some exemplar portfolios, but I just knew I needed the table A, table B, the written statement, the portfolio, good grades basically.
I had an extra art teacher outside of school. Since I had kind of like 3 years, I started in year 11. So the first 2 years was more anchoring my art skills, and then most of the work was produced in the 3rd year, so year 13.
After school, I went to a studio and I just painted there, drew there. There was a, well, quote-unquote tutor there, but he just kind of made the space safe relative to actually teaching. And it kind of took me, I think, 3 months or so, because I had other things as well, so.
Yeah, no, not outside help, except my auntie is an architect, although I don't actually think that had much influence on me. Again, it was that year 6 thing, so I just liked it. I probably was a bit naive coming into it, and I realised that halfway through first year thinking, what the heck am I into? It all turned out fine.
In terms of skills, my favorite one would be an interior pencil sketch. It was just done purely with colored pencils. It was copied off an interior magazine, like a photo, and then I reinterpreted it. And I was just so proud once it was done because it looked really like realistic. And then my second one is an ink pen drawing. It's a sketch reinterpreted from an image I found online. I like this one because there was more creative thought in doing like a particular sort of loose style to the drawing rather than doing like a realistic copy of the photograph.
None of the work that I did in school made it to my portfolio, so I did that outside school hours. The drawing kind of started off as one of my first experiences photoshopping and then drawing from that. Making it black and white kind of bears its honesty relative to having another layer of color, which I think requires perhaps another filter from the brain to kind of decipher if it's correct or not. Or if it's black and white, it's just, right or wrong. This one is also kind of the same idea. I liked it because it was pencil and same mythology, so the photoshopping together and then drawing from that. But it is, I think, worthy of mentioning that it is not my original piece. It's a composition that I took from another artist.
My year 13 project, I was designing some refugee shelters, but the initial work was looking at nature, organisms and anatomies to get inspiration for that. So I was looking at dragonflies, and I think I found a lot with what happened in the first year is quite abstract in that sort of field. So perhaps upon reflection, those were my stronger kind of works because they showcased that I had the ability to explore other things that were not just buildings and straight lines.
So my two worst drawings I think are weak in terms of creativity. First one is a pro marker interior drawing. I copied this from I think like an existing drawing online. My second drawing is a watercolor drawing, and it was just another copy of an illustration, and the whole image at the end looks kind of boring and stiff, so I don't think that I used watercolor well in this one either.
So this is a project that I decided was my weakest because composition in the subject itself was less detailed, roughly put, and mostly just there to kind of fill in the pages. I kind of rushed it relative to my other paintings, and that was kind of its weak point.
Because I didn't have that great of an idea of what was needed in the portfolio, I chucked in my technical drawings that were done all by hand, not by computer. So I don't even think they were strong drawings, but I thought that's what they might want to see. And then just like the classic concepts development summary, showcasing that as a process moving, because I thought, it shows that I can think deeper and evolve a concept. Because it was all graphics, it didn't have a variety of what I was capable of. And when I think about it, I guess I was limited in my capabilities in the sort of art realm because I didn't take art subjects. I took graphics and then very academic subjects.
At the time, I was pretty happy with my portfolio just because I don't think I understood the requirements that well. My portfolio in general was really to show off my drawing skills. Looking back, it really lacked creative work.
Yeah, I think I was mostly happy with the portfolio because I did commit a lot of time to thinking about its individual pieces. Well, since I figured out what I suppose where my passion lies or where I want to direct myself in life, I think I would have done a lot more architectural pieces and as well as digital pieces because I have none.
No. So I went through periods of stress that I wasn't going to get in, and I kept on saying to my mum, I was like, what have I done? What am I going to do? I'm not going to get into anywhere. Yeah, I wasn't happy with it because it was all from graphics. I definitely had a range of other stuff that I could have included, but I just didn't think it was sort of good enough or proper enough. And so I just had this set stuff that I'd done in DVC, and I submitted that, and then I overthought about it. So not happy with my portfolio at all.
At the time, I think the response was quick. It went quite smoothly and got the conditional offer. Following that, the grades came out and then it was all good, yeah.
So when I applied for architectural studies at UOA, my grades at high school were not par. And so I couldn't make it, so I ended up doing spatial design instead. But once I did finish, or once I graduated spatial design, it allowed me to kind of cross-credit and do the accelerated course here at UOA.
Once I got the conditional offer, everything was easy. I think I actually worried more, I put more effort into that statement of intent or why you want to be an architect. Did you guys? I thought that was a massive deal. Yeah, I like poured my heart out. I was so impressed with it. I was like, woo, leading the world.
Architecture is a really good degree if you want to do something creative, but you haven't quite pinpointed what exactly you wanted to do. I think when you have an architecture degree, you'll come out having many different skills that's suitable for various kind of like creative jobs.
I think it's a very good platform to also figure out what you want to do, as a lot of graduates that I know went into other industries. So I think some went into graphic design, animations and set design. So anything related of the sorts. I think, but it's a program where you get how much you put in, you know? Yeah, don't expect handouts.
Yeah, well, I think one of the most important things is sort out your time management, because you hear lots of students complaining about no sleep and they pulled an all-nighter yet again. In my whole degree, I've done 3 late nights till 3 a.m. I sorted that out pretty quickly. If you're not super passionate about it and you realize that it's not for you, then it's okay to change or to acknowledge that, because it can cause undue stress if your heart's not in it. But in saying that, don't mix up no passion against no motivation, because you have some weeks where you're like, what am I doing? And then it all comes, it works out. It's a cool degree. It's very fun. And I've learned so much. I think back to year 13 and what I didn't know, and now how much there's stuff in this brain. But the skills and the people, the size of the class, the staff, it's a very fun place to be. And you're in your own little nook of the university. I like it.
Bloopers! Can I do? Here are the bloopers.
Please introduce yourself.
Wait, stop. I graduated spatial design at AUT. And graduated spatial design at AUT, and now I did.
Now I just
So my name is Bryan, and I graduated now I'm doing masters So I'm doing my masters at the University of Auckland. No, what am I doing wrong? I can't. So I'm in my 4th years of masters at UOA.
of architecture.
This is gonna be a long day, shit.
I think he's
Bluffing.
master.